All right, the technique of steady bass picking goes back a long way. I mean, you can hear it in the style of guys like Robert Johnson and Lightnin' Hopkins, and it has continued up through modern blues music. But the reason it's in this course is because it really, whether you're a songwriter looking to get some more roots and blues and Americana sounds in your playing, or an electric player who's looking to get into the acoustic side of American roots music, it's an important technique to have because it's your own universe. When you can hold down the bass and play a melody at the same time, you can get super creative. And so as an electric lead player, you can take all your ideas and immediately start playing them as if you were more of like a band. You got your bass, the pulse, the percussive end of it, and the melody. And whether you're a songwriter, you bring to it, you're coming into a zone where you can literally really be open to hear new melodies, create really authentic blues sounds and roots sounds. So that's why this technique is really important. Let me get into it a little bit. So what I'm doing with my right hand is keeping this steady bass rhythm. And that carries through all the different chords in the progression. All right, so take note that, in terms of my right hand, my thumb is handling all the bass notes, and my index, middle, and ring handle the top 3 strings. Index handles the G, middle handles the B, and ring handles the high E. So if we come back to the guitar now, you see if I do a phrase like, while there's melody notes happening up top. Okay? Now, one of the key features of playing in this style is the palm muting. Okay, so if we come back to my right hand here, this is nothing to think too much or hard about, but basically, if you kind of karate chop the bridge, like right there, and just lay your hand down like this over the guitar, the back part of your palm should just be laying lightly on the low E string, so you get this thudded sound like that, as opposed to, okay, because that's what you want. You want this. Okay, and it carries through, like when you go to the A, basically you don't really have to move much because your palm on the right hand is really kind of laying over most of the strings. So I wouldn't put too much thought into this. It's just something, just work with it and try to get that thudded sound. That's all you're looking for. So those are the 2 features. Now, the last feature is the foot stomp. And this is a cool thing to incorporate because it's so percussive. So, when you're playing in this style, it's almost like a kick drum hitting, Okay, so you want to work that foot in there in time. If it's too hard at first, just keep it slow, Just like that. Because then it's like almost like you've got another percussive instrument in there, and it's fun to accompany yourself with that. So those are the main elements. Here's a little practice, a little simple thing to practice. Along with, it's really, I'm just going to cycle between the E and the A string. So here we go. Okay, so work with that little piece there, and once you've got that fully mastered, then feel free to move on to the other stuff. At that point, all the other stuff is a lot more complicated, involves a lot more moves, so just get that under your fingers first.